Buenos tardes, mi amigos and amigas. I bought some games and we're doing a store review today. PTR Games in Williamston, South Carolina. Now, what do you see up on the screen? Lots of juice. What do you see in my hand? Oh, juice we'll talk about later. But first, let's do a review of the store. Big shout out to my son for taking the photos. I said, son, do some big wide angle shots of the store. When we opened the doors, we were amazed. It was nice, it was clean, it smelled good, it was laid out well. And what does my son do? Takes photos of his feet while looking at the old game cabinets. Come on, my guy. Help me out here with this video. But like I said, we walked in, everything was organized. They had a great retro gaming section. They had a really strong selection of current stuff. They also had bad-ass floor mats. I know what I'm getting my son for Christmas. I know what Santa is getting my son for Christmas. My son is 20 years old, so I think he understands. But for those of you that, send your list to Santa, make sure you're nice this year. But my son saw it and he was like, Klaus, these things are effing cool. And I was flipping through them. There were some cool ones in there. They had some plushes. They had accessories. Check it out. Nice floors too, right? Not dirty like the other place I showed you. Now, I will say they did have a decent selection of stuff. They had CIBs. They had manuals. A bunch of games had manuals wrapped in, which was really cool. They did not, though, have a big N64 selection. But to be fair, okay? This is what happened a couple weeks ago. Southeast Game Exchange, the biggest one in the area for us. So maybe their stock was a little low. Maybe they haven't put it back on the shelf yet. Either way, that's the only bad thing that I could say about their retro gaming section. And a lot of their games were actually really minty looking, like the carts were actually really good. And the best part is if they did have 2 or 3 of something, they were priced appropriately to condition. I could not find anything here that did not have a price on it. I was super happy with that. And again, this is called PTR Games in Williamston, South Carolina. They've got an Instagram page. I'll link it down below. They got a Facebook page for those of y'all that still do it. I wish they had a website. Now, to get to their store, it's in this little strip center off the road. It's in Podunk, South Carolina, where I live. Worth going though. Let's keep looking because, like I said, there was cool stuff there. Oh, you see this leaf green version, emerald for $230. Oh my God! Look at the Blastoise one. They had some good stuff there. My son was looking at these two, right? Nice Game Boys. Look at the graphics. It's so cool. Like I said, they had cool stuff there. I thought it was laid out very well. Are those a pair of shoes? Are those Charizard shoes or something? Like Charizard Adidas kicks? I am just noticing that now. Or are those Naruto ones? I can't tell. I'm going to have to bug my son. Maybe he'll know. But for real, the store was laid out well. They had some bangers there. Look at this. A clean Metroid for $35. Oh, you see this Kirby's Adventure right here? Oh, it's not there anymore. Because I bought it. My son was like, Klaus, buy that. I was like, done, son. I know. I'm trying to win the Cool Dad of the Year award by going to gaming stores with my kids. My son's grown. He's 20 years old. Leave me alone. So yeah, we did pick up the Kirby. We got one more, and we're going to talk about that. But they had cool stuff like this. They also had a lot of them with the rental boxes in there. I always think that's kind of cool. And the selection for various platforms was awesome. Everyone knows GameCube's really hard to come by, really expensive. They had some GameCube stuff there. Japanese-based games? Yeah, baby, I told you they got a really good selection. Okay, I had these two in my hand, and I was like, you know what? Let me show you these two. Games, fairly common, $10 a piece, right? You see the old price tag right there? See, I take photos of the prices for y'all. They wanted $10 for this Golago 13. Dude, this is one of those rental boxes. I'll take a rental box art for Golago 13 for $10. I think that's totally worth it. But what I like more about this picture is not only all the cool stuff and the way they have things very cleanly organized, but it's clean, The whole store is clean, and these shelves are on casters, so it's easy for them to move stuff around, mop the floors. It smelled good in there. You all know what I'm talking about. You've been to game stores where they've smelled before. This one did not. Look, they had the cool 3D printed SNES holders. Super Mario Kart for $35. Maybe a player on that one. I might be a player on that one. But I know what I am a player on. And it's this Donkey Kong Country right here, because that's the other one I bought. You know why I bought that? I bought it because my son said, dude, mom would love that. My son sends her a picture of the 2 games that we got. She says, Donkey Kong Country, I want that. That's mine. And done. And they had big bangers too. Look at this. $175. So, I mean, they had stuff for all budgets. I saw games for $5. They had consoles there. Really, really good selection. This cabinet here had a lot of things that I was interested in, to be honest with you. We already picked up the Kirby's Adventure. They had a Metroid, a clean one with a really clean manual. Look at that manual. There was like almost no fray on that freaking manual. And then they had, yeah, baby. I was very, very impressed with that. F word. I didn't even notice this bottom shelf of Super or N64. So you know how earlier in the video I said I wish they had more N64? I feel stupid now. Because they had it. Mario Party. I already have this one. We're looking for Mario Party 2, 3, etc. But yeah, really good game selection. And the people there were super, super friendly. And again, they're outside of their building is a very basic strip center. That's the door you're looking for. It's PTR Games. Look, I even got the hours here. Huh? Oh, and they did it in French too. Fermez means closed. Right? Fermez les yeux. Close your eyes. That's what that means. Sorry, I'm just throwing it out there. They are closed Monday, Tuesday, Sunday. I get it. 11 to 7, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 12 to 5. I dig it. They also have a game room, a card game room, board game room. I was freaking impressed. Let me see if I can find a good photo of what that looks like. Because in their store, when you look at it on the left-hand side, is a whole separate section to play freaking games. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Right? They have a whole separate section, dude. Seriously, really, really cool. Impressed by the store. I honestly, I can't fault them for anything. They had a really, really good selection. Oh, here's the game that they wanted $195 for, Demon's Crest. That one right there. That's the one that was $195 in that photo. Hold on. Let me get it. Let's see if my brain works really good. Oh, sorry, $175. Demon's Quest was $175. I'm sorry, I was $20 off. But for real, they got good stuff, high end, low end. And the staff was super knowledgeable. There were 2 dudes working there. We were talking about stuff. We were talking about some of the problems with upscaling that I've been having. And they were talking about all these new modded systems that are coming out that have like overclocking built in. Just a lot of cool. They knew their shit. Like, they really did. And they were super nice about it. And I even asked him, I was like, you guys, if I get a few things, can I get a little bit of, break on the price? He was like, yeah, man, we'll work with you. We'll see what we could do. And sure enough, they did. So PTR Games in Williamston, South Carolina, my neck of the woods. Seriously, I'm going to have to give them like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, the only kind of like negative vibes I would give them would be like, I wish y'all had like just like a website that had a little bit more of like outside presence. Because, okay, so I'm from the area. So for me to find this store is super easy. But like, for people that aren't from the area, you might drive right past it. And I know, I get it. Google will get us all there. I freaking get it. But it's not like the easiest to find. So I do wish they had like a website, for those of us like older folks that like to like look at that kind of stuff. Other than that, super nice staff, clean store, selection of tons of goodies. Here are the shoes right here. Like, are those Naruto shoes? I can't tell. Or are those Charizard colors? It is so hard to tell. I think they're Naruto shoes. I should ask my son about that. He'll know. Oh, the Game Boy. Sorry. I was really impressed. I mean, they had everything I wanted. I know I complained earlier about this, but then I saw the cabinet that had more. Plenty of consoles. If you ever get a console, at least have one that has a dual. I play on a Retron, for those of you that don't know. You like high-end games, you like Pokemons, they got that. Look at these. Pokemon White for $90. Oh, gosh. Black for $90. My son said these 2 Game Boys were just epic. He said these 2 Game Boys were where it's at. He was like, Klaus, we might have to. And I was like, okay, son, I get it. Maybe for Christmas, I'll get him that too. I don't know. I just don't want to talk too loud in case him or Santa hears. But seriously, cool store. I'm definitely going back. They said they were thinking about maybe hosting like a swap meet type event where they would like maybe get like 4, 5, 6 stores coming in, big collectors coming in and just putting tables out and just having people like see if they're open for trades or selling. I'd be down. I'd so be down for that. So honestly, very happy. I wish them all the best business-wise. I am definitely going to be coming back here to buy more. I really think I want to get this rental box. Like, I want to get the rental box with the art on there. Just because it reminds me of going to the video store with my mom. And, like, for $10 for rental box art. The game inside actually had a pretty clean label on it, too. So, like, no harm, no foul there. Floors were nice. Everything was clean, friendly. 9.75 out of 10. I'm just taking the quarter off because I wish they had a more like website for us, like www.google.com people. Because like when I put it in, like if you don't have the socials, you don't get all the interaction, right? Like I'm not logged into my Instagram on here, and you know with Facebook you only get so much. So I don't know. That's the 0.25 I'm taking off, me being an old man. Thank you very much for watching, and if there's stores that you like, let me know, and maybe I'll review them.